Hello and welcome back to another stained canvas. Today we are going to be doing a Wreck This Journal page. It's the pour, spit, splatter, splash your coffee here page. The first thing I'm going to do though, because I'm not going to spit my coffee on the page, I'm going to use it as watercolor. So first thing I'm doing here is doing the Daniel Smith watercolor ground. It pretty much turns any paper into watercolor paper. Works really nice. It dries kind of fast. It's kind of like a gesso, but for watercolor. Like it sucks into the page instead of sitting on top of the page. And then I just take some Maxwell House instant coffee. I have this coffee left over from the last time I had company, which was years and years ago, because I don't drink coffee. But I'm just measuring out the different amounts of water in the coffee and add a little bit more coffee in the darker ones because I want to try and get a monochromatic kind of look. I want different values of my dark coffees. So I go in and do this. And then I realized that the first two that I did were not very different in shades. So I add a little bit more water to it. And then that gives me 4 different values to use in my painting. I'm going for a atmospheric kind of, perspective painting landscape kind of thing. I have to say, working with coffee is not the same as working with watercolor. It was a lot more difficult. Where the coffee pooled on the page, it actually dried shiny, so it was a different kind of looking texture than the other stuff. I do say though that it was pretty simple to lift a little bit of the coffee off. I go in later on in the very background sky and I try and kind of even out the tone of it, and it turned out fairly okay in that respect. But would I do this again? Probably not. But it was a fun little project to try because you never know what you can paint with until you try it, right? Here I'm just kind of going for, misty background, a bunch of hilly mountains kind of thing, and I wanted to kind of get some trees in the foreground and the closest to you, and those trees closest to you had to be darker. But like I say, this doesn't act like watercolor like at all. So it was kind of tricky. Like it's not pigmented, right? Like it just kind of dissolves and then becomes this kind of shiny bit. Like you'll see later on in this like the wet spots I thought were wet and they were actually dry. And so it kind of, I don't know, would I do this again? Probably, sure, but maybe I would try like tea or something, because I think tea would probably stain the water better or stain the paper better. It wouldn't just like make a shiny concoction of whatever on it. But yeah, I actually ended up going over with some brown charcoal just to kind of, give a little more, I don't know, give a little more detail to the front trees, and then just kind of fill in the back and try and help this poor painting out. I did enjoy it, kind of. I don't know if I would do it again because I'm not a big coffee drinker, so that would kind of really depend on if I wanted to smell this coffee again. But yeah, so here is my drawing, painting, me drawing on it. It's so shiny. You can see all those shiny parts there. That's dry. It's just shiny. Like, I don't understand. It's like, caramelized on the paper. Very strange. But I mean, the turnout of it did turn out fairly nice. I got my layers, so yeah. So would I do it again? Probably not. Unless there's another prompt in this book that makes me have to paint with coffee. But yeah. So there it is. I hope you try out this book. It's a lot of fun. And, when you need to be creative and you don't know what you want to do, just take out this book. It's a lot. It'll help you out. So yeah, I'll see you on the next stained canvas. Bye for now.